'cause we have problems too.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Teenage Therapy. I'm Gael.
I'm Thomas.
I'm Maggie Lindemann.
Hey Maggie.
Hi.
Really cool guest. We have Maggie on the show tonight.
Yep.
So cool. Maggie, you mind telling us what you do?
Yeah, so I'm a singer-songwriter from Texas, and I live in LA and just make music.
That's great. Honestly, how have you been?
I've been good. I feel like life's been good recently, like really been doing a lot and working and really excited about what I've been working on. So
You ever get overwhelmed?
yeah, like literally every day. But yeah, it's just the business.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
That's cool. We want to ask you about like your life because you're kind of in the spotlight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in the spotlight. And do you think it's tough being in that situation?
Yeah, definitely. Like I've been on, just like social media before anything for like, I think I got on Instagram in like 2011.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I was like in middle school.
Wow.
Like literally like, I remember when I first saw Instagram, it was like a new app and I was like, cool. Cause I like to take pictures. So I was like, cool, I'm going to get this app and like post stupid pictures that I thought were good. So I feel like just growing up being on Instagram and then making music and being in that spotlight, I feel like it didn't give me a lot of room to like grow up because I wasn't able to make mistakes that, a normal like middle school, high school student would be able to. So I feel like that was kind of hard for a while. But other than that, I feel like it's helped me like just know more about like I'm more cultured than I would be if I wasn't.
Right.
And I was forced to like grow up pretty quick, which is a blessing and a curse.
When did your career kind of take off in a way? Like when did you realize something was sort of happening?
Well, I signed my first record deal when I was 17. So I think 17, 18 is when stuff started really taking off. And yeah.
Yeah, and you're 21 now,
yeah,
right?
I'm 21.
So it's been a few years that you've been doing
Yeah.
this. What was your first song that kind of like had success?
So my first like 3 songs charted like alternatively,
Oh,
which
really?
I thought was crazy, which is crazy for your
That's
first.
pretty good.
Yeah,
No,
I
yeah,
mean
that's good.
it is
Yeah.
really cool. So I was like really excited about that, and then Pretty Girl came out when I was 18, I want to say, and that's when like everything changed just completely.
That song got pretty popular, especially
Yeah.
on TikTok, right?
Yeah, it was big on at the time Musically.
Oh, it was on Musical.ly.
Yeah,
too.
Musically.
Okay, so it was
Yeah.
out there.
So it got big on there, and then I know it was like really big overseas, like played on the radio and stuff. So like I did a lot of stuff over there. Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
So do you get a lot of hate?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I feel like I like to not see it.
Do you block it out?
Well, okay, so I don't really get, I feel like a lot of hate just like in my comments. Like I like to read my comments, which is bad. Like everyone tells me not to, but I don't know why, I just like to. So I actually don't get like a lot of hate in my comments really. It's more of like when I like search my name on like Twitter.
You do that?
Yeah, sometimes. Or like, I don't know, like I'm seen in a picture with someone or something like that, and then I'll like see hate comments. But I don't know if it really like gets to me at this point. I feel like I'm kind of just like immune. I'm used to it. But
Yeah.
it's like the little things, like her eyebrows look bad. I'm like, like, oh my God, really? Stuff like that.
Has it ever affected you, or are you pretty like thick-skinned?
I feel like I'm pretty thick-skinned just because I've been like, around it for so long. At this point, you kind of have to have thick skin or else you just get so consumed in it.
Right. Have you ever got consumed in it?
Yeah,
Really?
definitely.
How did that go?
I mean, it's just hard, especially when you're really young, like to see so much negativity from people that like don't know you or even people that do know you. It's so harmful to like a young teen. So it definitely consumed me for a while, but I think I just had to like separate myself from it.
Right.
Did you go to like a public high school, or did
Yeah.
you do online school?
So I went to a public high school in 9th grade, and then I stopped going like the second semester, and then I went to like a homeschooling co-op, and then I went back to a different high school. Like I moved cities, 10th grade, went to school in 10th grade, and then I was homeschooled like junior year, senior year. So kind of all over the place.
Did that ever like make you feel kind of excluded in a way? Like you kind of missed out on those high school memories or?
Yeah, I think, well, first of all, I get really bummed out that I'm not going to have like a reunion. Like I'll never be able to like go to like my high school reunion.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to go to like prom or anything like that, which does suck. And honestly, like, am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah.
Fuck high school. It's all about college. Like that's where I feel like I really missed out. Like I didn't get to go to like the college parties and like frat parties and stuff. And like I can't relate to that stuff, which does suck. But I mean, nah, I didn't like high school, so it's fine that I'm not in it.
Yeah. At least you didn't peak in high school.
No, oh my god, I was a loser.
Were you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Like people just didn't like me, and I was just like very to myself. I don't know. People just didn't like me.
Are you shy or were you pretty like out there?
No, I was like too out there, I think is what
really?
it was. Like I was just like really my whole childhood, like elementary school, I was really hyper. Like I got diagnosed with ADHD when I was like really young.
Really?
Yeah, was really hyper, like too much for people. So I think I like established that really early, and then people were like from then on were like, oh, she's so annoying, like we don't like this girl. So then in high school I think I started calming down a little bit, but my reputations, you know, stayed.
How does ADHD affect you?
I mean, it sucked because I was really young. Like when you're in elementary school, you're supposed to be crazy. Like you're a kid. But I felt like a lot of the times I was excluded from stuff. Like I would want to play with kids at recess and they would be like, no, you can't. Or like even taking tests, I would have to like leave the room because I was so ADHD and like in my brain, I like had to like speak to myself during tests.
Really?
Like I'd have to read the questions. It sounds so dorky, but I had to like read the questions out loud to myself or else like my brain would not process what I was saying. So like stuff like that, like getting taken out of a classroom and stuff, like obviously kids are going to be like, oh, why do you have to go out of the classroom? And like, you know, why do you have to go to this class every day and stuff like that. So I think it was like really rough because I was just young and I was just experiencing so much just being young, and then having that on top of it sucked because I felt like something was like wrong with me or something. But
Does it still affect you, ADHD?
not as much. I feel like sometimes I do have a hard time just staying focused, but for the most part I feel like I've chilled out. Like I have my moments, but I feel like I'm pretty calm now.
Yeah. I mean, when did you, like, did your parents notice? Did you tell them something? How did you get diagnosed? How did that happen?
I was just really hyper.
Right. It was, they were like,
Yeah, I was just like, it was like very clear. Like I was definitely had through something.
Yeah.
But and then I think I just went to like one of those places that you take those quizzes and basically they're like, oh, you have ADHD or whatever. But I think I was in like, I want to say kindergarten or like first grade. It was really young.
That's young, yeah.
Really young. Yeah, I was on like medicine for that since I was like in first grade, I think.
Are you still on it?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe you did calm down.
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully.
So I want to ask you that. I was reading up and like, it says you came out in 2016. So could you like what happened? You came out as bisexual?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. It was like, well, it was something I wanted to talk about for a long time, but I just didn't. I'm from Texas, you know, I didn't know really if I should or like what I should say or like how I should do it. So I'd never talked to really anyone about it. Like I don't think I'd ever really had a conversation with anyone. It was just like one day I think I just like saw something that was like, I don't know, something that really made me want to just say it. So I texted my mom and my dad like in that moment, was like, okay, I'm bi. Like I'm about to tell the world, so maybe you guys should know first. And then I texted my friends. My friends were like, oh, we knew. And I was like, oh, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, we knew. Like, we've known. I was like, oh, how? And they're like, girl. I was like, oh, okay. So then I just, like, did it. Just, like, told the world. And I was, like, really emotional about it because I was just super in the moment. And in the moment when you've never talked about something and it's just, like, been building up, it's a lot. So
how old were you?
Like, I think I was 18.
Oh, really?
2016. I think I was 18, yeah.
How did you find out you were bisexual?
I mean, like, from a young age, I'd always thought, like, girls were really pretty, but I thought it was normal. And then a few years later, still just, like, I don't know. I think I started, like, talking to someone on social media, like, middle school. and I don't know, she had like really short hair, and I don't know, it was very like tomboyish, so I would like dismiss it a little bit. I'd be like, oh, she's like really tomboyish, so it's not like a thing. It's like fine. And then like, I don't know, I finally think when I moved to LA, like I was like, okay, that's okay. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I got it. I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
So did you ever experience any internalized homophobia? Like, oh, man, I want to be like straight. I want to be quote unquote normal.
I don't know. I don't really think so, just within myself. I think there's been like times where actually like after coming out, I've been like, like I feel like I make people uncomfortable now. Like when I'm hanging out with my girlfriends that are like straight, I'm like, wait, can I like it? Because, you know, girls are like, oh,
touchy,
let's kiss.
right?
Like, let's touch. So sometimes I would be like, am I supposed to? Like, is that weird for me? And like, also it's, I don't know. It's just been like that, kind of balancing it. It's like, oh, is that like wrong? Is that weird?
Right.
But I don't think so. I don't think I ever had any of that. I think it was more of just like confusion. Not really. I don't know.
It sounds like everyone was pretty supportive. Like your friends and family, they sound supportive, were they?
Yeah, they were.
Oh, you got so lucky.
Super lucky, I know, yeah.
That's funny though. Like I think there's no manual on what you can do, especially if you're bisexual, because girls are naturally very touchy.
Yeah.
So there's like a weird line there.
It's really confusing sometimes, especially when you're like in a relationship. It's like girls will just be friends with each other, but like when they get drunk, they'll be like, oh my God, let's kiss, or like, you know, stuff like that. And it's sometimes like awkward because I'm like, to my boyfriend, I'm like, wait, can I do that? Like, they're just my friend. Like, am I allowed to do that? Like, will you be upset? I don't know. It's just like that thing that's like, you have to kind of like just,
that's weird.
talk
It's a
about it
weird line.
sometimes because it's like, I don't know what I'm allowed to do, like what I can do. But yeah.
I mean, did you ever talk about it with them?
Yeah.
What happened? What did it say?
Yeah.
It's cool. We get it.
Yeah.
We know. Okay. So coming out just kind of went smoothly for you. You just rolled with it.
Yeah, I was expecting way worse.
Really,
honestly.
people were supportive.
Yeah, really. A lot of people thought I was like like I wasn't telling the truth, or I don't know.
Really?
A lot of people thought it was like a joke.
Like your friends or the internet?
No, like the internet, because I was
really?
crying. I don't know, so stupid, but it was a lot. Like I was just young, and it was just a lot of emotions. But yeah, that's like really the only hate I got from it was like, oh, is she being truthful? But I was.
Did that affect you?
Not really. I feel like I'm good at brushing things off and just like not caring.
That's
but
so good.
Yeah.
You seem so like you know who you are. Like you don't really
thanks.
let it affect you.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, have you ever struggled with like mental illness or mental health issues?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. From I don't know. I was diagnosed with depression. I want to say like really young, like
Really?
I don't know, like maybe like 5th grade or 6th grade or something. I don't know. I was young. Because my family has a history of mental illness, so I knew I was depressed from pretty young age, and then anxiety started, and then I think high school is when I started like being more conscious about my weight, because it was actually the opposite though. A lot of people would make fun of me for how skinny I was, because just even still, like I'm just naturally really skinny, but I would always get made fun of because my legs were like so tiny. So I had the opposite reaction. I don't know. That made me want to like not eat more or something. So I got into that, which was really rough, especially when you're like so young, and now there's social media, which is even worse, but just like wanting this unrealistic body. But I mean, I was diagnosed with bipolar.
Really?
Yeah, just like a bunch of different disorders.
And what's your experience with like bipolar disorder?
I don't know. It's really difficult. I feel like my mood's just super out of control. Like I can feel on top of the world for, I don't know, months, a week, however long, and then one day I could just like randomly have like this most random thought, and then everything feels so like the end of the world. And it's crazy because it just happens so quickly, and nothing can even like happen to make me feel that way, but I can just switch so quick. And also like it's been really hard because I don't take medicine or anything. I just don't. I'd rather not. So like growing up with it too, I think it's been really hard to like really know who I am, because it's like one day I feel like this and one day I feel like this, and it's like, wait, do I actually like that, or is it because like I feel depressed, or so it's like it was hard because I don't feel like I like knew what my identity was. Like I didn't know what, even down to like my style. I was like, is this really how I like feel, or is this just like this day? But I think just getting older, I've learned to like manage it a little bit better, but it's been hard.
How do you cope with it? Like, how do you handle it?
I think it's just having to tell myself when I'm having an episode or like when I'm going through that. I feel like that helps, just to like recognize it, because when you don't recognize it is when you get like really into it. And I don't know, I like to just like hang out with my friends.
Do you use music as an outlet?
Yeah, I love to do sessions when I'm like really sad. Like when I'm really going through it. I feel like that's when I make my best music. It's when I'm like really going through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you must get a lot of inspiration from your personal experiences for your music, right?
Yeah. I mean, all my music is personal. Like everything I do is related to something. Especially this new music, which I'm excited to put out. But it's yeah, I don't know. I feel like when I have big things happen in my life, like just writing about it always helps. Even when I'm like really happy or I feel like a lot of love or whatever it is, like writing about it always helps me. Or sometimes like if I'm really sad and then I go in and write a really sad song, like it makes me even more sad, but then I like listen to it and I'm like, okay.
It's out there.
Yeah.
It's out.
Yeah.
Do like these mental health issues, do they affect the relationships you have with your friends or family, especially bipolar? Because someday you might be super happy and another you might be super angry or sad.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, I'm really lucky because my friends like just know and they understand. But I feel like it has messed me up in a lot of like my relationships with, just whoever I'm with. I feel like sometimes it can be hard, especially if they've never dealt with anything like it and they don't know about like any mental health, things. So just like educating them and just trying to like, hold myself together and not go crazy.
Yeah.
But I feel like especially with my boyfriend, he's like super supportive of me and like he understands it, and it's been really nice just having someone that understands.
Is there like a certain sense of feeling like you need to use your platform as a way to advocate against the stigma that these sort of issues have?
Yeah, definitely. I talk about mental health a lot on just my profiles, and I like to incorporate it in a lot of stuff I do because I feel like it is such a big thing that more people are talking about now, but weren't talking about for a long time. Like when I was growing up, there wasn't a lot of stuff on, like depression and suicide and, who to call when you're having like a manic episode or what do you do? Right. So I think it's really important to talk about that kind of stuff just for people that, don't know what to do, or they're just, not everyone's in California and has like all these options. Like some people are, from like Michigan and there's not really anything it's like, it's more like of a trapped feeling. So I don't know, to talk about it on my platform and I don't know, it just makes me.
So you're very open about it?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like when I'm open about it, other people feel like they can be open about it and it's like helpful.
No, that's super important, being open and being vulnerable.
Yeah.
I think the fact that you're able to speak about, having bipolar and being bipolar and having depression and all this is it's empowering in a way because you're free to talk about your issues and you're not letting it like stigmatize you or define you.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you for that. Like it's
Thanks.
honestly a big thing you're doing for everyone that struggles with it.
Thanks.
You've had these issues. Have people ever bullied you for it?
Yeah, I was bullied most, I feel like, of my life until LA.
Really?
Yeah, I was, like I said, I was like a loser. Like, no, I didn't really have a lot of friends. I didn't really get invited to anything. Like, I think my first high school party, I was like in a sophomore and I was in like in a different, city, whole different city. So like people didn't know me. But yeah, I don't know. I, from a young age was, had crazy, I was just all out of control. And a lot of times like I'd go over to people's houses or just hanging out with my friends, and I remember this one girl was like, my mom doesn't want you to come over anymore because you're too hyper.
Oh my god.
And I was like, that was like the first hit, because I think I was like in elementary school and that really hurt. And I was like, am I like, what's wrong with me? Like, I thought I was fine. I thought I was normal. And then, I don't know, high school, a lot of people made fun of me for like my Instagram and like, because I was on Instagram. And
Really? What did you post?
Okay, well, looking back on it, I totally get it. Like, it was just so stupid. Like, the stuff I posted was so dumb, and like, I get it. But at the same time, I'm like in high school and middle school, like, cut me some slack. You know?
No, for sure.
But yeah, I definitely wasn't cool. I was really bullied.
Did that affect you a lot?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm way more defensive now. Like, I'm
Really?
always ready to fight, because like, if someone says something, I'm just like I'm ready to go.
Right. As you should.
It definitely made me like
Uh-huh.
build some walls and like be very defensive. But I also think it helped me just grow, and like, I don't know, I feel like who I am now wouldn't be this if I hadn't gone through that. But it was hard at the time. It was definitely hard. Like, I just
Right.
wanted to be cool. Like,
did
I was a
you deal with
cheerleader
it?
and everything.
Were
I
you-
was like,
oh,
come
really?
on. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was like, did cheerleading because I was like, okay, cool, like cheerleading, you know?
Yeah.
And then, no, didn't matter.
Really?
matter.
I mean, did it? What's it called? How did you deal with like the bully? Because you had some friends, right? But not like
Mm-hmm.
too many. So how did you get through it?
Yeah. Well, honestly, I didn't. Okay, long story. But when I was in 9th grade, I got pulled out because I was just like missing class. And I was just like literally refusing to go to school anymore. And everything just got way too bad. So my parents pulled me out of that school and put me into like an independent co-op, which is basically homeschooling, but like you can go to classes. So I did that, and then it still didn't work. Like, I was still just like really depressed. And so I actually ended up going to like this place for 3 months, which was like I guess like a rehab, like treatment center. And honestly, that really, really helped me. I feel like a lot of people that are struggling, like, that's obviously the last thing you want to do. Like, you don't want to go to like a mental institution.
Yeah.
Like, no one wants
Yeah.
that. But I genuinely think that without that, like, I don't know where I would be, because it really helped me just like deal with all my emotions and feelings and like learn ways to cope, and like even down to stuff like I learned how to do my laundry. Like, I didn't know how to do my laundry in 9th grade. But I learned how to do so much stuff and like be independent, and not like, I didn't have social media, or I didn't have any like phones or anything. Like, I was just off the grid. And I feel like it just gave me a whole new sense of like everything, and just really got to learn things. And I don't know, I feel like that's really, really helped me.
Really? What was it like in there?
It was really bad at first, because like it's a new place, you don't have any like phones or anything, which sucks at first. But after like the first month, I really enjoyed it, because once you're like over getting in trouble all the time and like always being on like in punishment and stuff because you're like acting up, I don't know, it starts to get easier. But I mean, you go to school still, but it's like a school inside the facility, I don't know. And you get to do like you swim, you get to do like basketball and stuff. But I don't know, it's weird. You don't get to talk to guys for
Oh, was it like only
the whole
girls?
time. No, it's girls and guys, but you get in trouble if you like look at the guys or like or like try to talk to them, you'll get in trouble. So I don't know, it's very interesting. It's definitely not like the movies, but it was.
It's not as dark as they say.
It's not not as dark as the movies,
Okay.
but it's definitely not somewhere you like want to go unless you need to.
But it did help you.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I don't hear a lot about that area, and that kind of help. So
I think
cool.
that's what really
Really?
really helped
Yeah,
me.
'cause a lot of teenagers, they don't really get the treatment they need because
Yeah.
they feel like they can fix it themselves, or it's just like some phase they're going through. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm glad you got help.
No, yeah, my parents forced me.
Oh.
I would not have gone on my own, but I'm glad they did.
Do you have a good relationship with them? Really?
Yeah, I love my parents.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, I'm really fortunate.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
I mean, how old were you when you went to the institution?
I was 14.
14. Okay, so
14
you were
or
pretty young.
15. How old was I? 14, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When did you get into music then?
16.
16.
Yeah, so my family moved like after that to San Antonio, and then after that I moved to LA. So I was
Right.
like 16, yeah.
Okay.
You moved to LA at a young age, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
16.
How did that feel? Like leaving your friends and family to pursue your career?
It was fun because you're 16 and you're now living on your own. You're making your own money.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's
I
great.
didn't. So my parents didn't like pay for me to come out to LA or anything. Like I was making my own money. So that. Yeah. So that was crazy. Just being 16 and like having like I wasn't like balling or anything, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I had I had enough money to like do some of the things I wanted to do, which was crazy being so young. And like I just had Ubers driving me everywhere because I still don't have a license. But just like the freedom was so fun to me that it was like hard to grow up really quick because I had to like do adult things, but it was fun.
Did you have friends?
Yeah.
Okay, so
So I had a lot of friends before I
Yeah.
actually moved here. Yeah.
Also, I know you like to do a lot with like sexism and feminism stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
When did you develop that like passion or interest?
I don't know. I just hate how women are always like sexualized. One thing, like I don't know. Also, being in the industry, I feel like a lot of the times you're just sexualized. Like,
Right.
especially when sometimes like I'll get a DM from like another artist and they're like, "Yo, we should work," and I'm like, "Yeah, cool. Like you're sick. Let's work." And then it's like, "Oh yeah, well like just come over and like we can," and it's like, come on, like
Right.
I really, it's I don't know. I feel like especially in the industry, it's really difficult because it's like you're not really taken seriously. And that's always been like a really big struggle, especially being young in the industry. It's like no one really takes you seriously and it's just really frustrating. And then even, I mean, all around the world, like just not being treated equally and everything that's going on right now, I just feel like it's really important to talk about it.
No, yeah. What do you think is the worst double standard that women are held against?
The whole like sex thing is so huge. Like guys are just, out here doing whatever they want. Doesn't matter. They can, fuck up 1,000 times a day and
Right.
no one cares. But if a girl does it once, it's like, wow, you're a whore, you're a slut,
Yeah.
like whatever. And I think that's so, I don't know, so like degrading.
No, it
and
is.
just disgusting. It's
that's
like,
stupid completely. Yeah,
Yeah.
like women should be able to do whatever they want. Like,
Yeah.
they should be able to do,
Without being criticized. and stuff.
Exactly.
yeah, I think it's just, there's just so many things that are like fucked up and it just like doesn't make sense at all. And I don't even know where it came from.
Do you think it's like important to own like words like slut or whore or bitch or any of that?
Yeah, I mean, me and my friends call each other. We're like, "Hey, slut." I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if someone was like, "You're a slut" to me, I would just be like, "Okay."
Whatever.
Like, what?
I call it
I feel like it
myself.
doesn't even. It's for me personally. Like, it doesn't hold any weight against me anymore. Like, I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's super important. Like, who are you to call me anything? Like, you don't know what I do.
On your Instagram, do you think like there's a pressure to like show your body, be super sexualized?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the body thing is like really difficult because everyone on Instagram is perfect and like the hourglass, like perfect body shape
Yeah.
is so big right now. And for a lot of people, it's just like unrealistic. And it's like people, like for me personally, like I don't have a butt. I don't have like a small rib cage. Like I don't have any of that. So sometimes like I'll see that and I'm like, damn, I need to work out. Like I need to really go in the gym. But then I think like, no, it's just not my body type. Like I can't get a tiny waist because that's not how my body is. So I think that it's like really hard sometimes.
Does it ever get to you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Oh.
Definitely. I feel like if I don't look great, I'm like, oh no, I have to wear like baggy clothes or like I don't want to show my stomach. I just ate. Like, stuff like that. But it definitely gets to me. But it's still something I have to like tell myself.
So you're still dealing and learning,
Yeah,
how to
definitely.
deal with it.
Definitely.
That's important, right? Well, I mean, I hope everything goes well for you. Honestly, really, I hope
Yeah.
your career does well. You do well. I hope your mental health improves. Everything. Just keep doing you. Keep empowering other
Yeah.
women. That's,
Thank you.
that's important. And thank you so much, Maggie, for
Yeah,
being
of
here.
course. Of
Honestly,
course. Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
Of course, anytime.